Welcome to the Elisha's Riddle podcast. We are here to celebrate the victory of Jesus, to give prophetic hope, and unveil the riddle of Christ hidden in all things.
Woo.
Today's topic is the finished work of Jalen Brunson. More to be revealed shortly. Before we get into that, Dylan, why don't you go ahead and give us our AI prompt of the week?
All right. Well, I told AI, tell me the good news that it is finished, but like an NBA commentator. It's like a basketball,
All right.
play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Welcome back, folks. We're here live at Calvary Arena, and I have never seen a finish like this. The crowd thought the game was still up for grabs. Humanity was down big on the scoreboard. Sin, shame, death, guilt all over the stat sheet. The law was posting triple doubles against us. Satan was talking trash from the sidelines. It looked unwinnable. But then Jesus steps on the floor. He doesn't just hit a clutch shot. He doesn't just force overtime. No, he takes the entire game on himself. Every foul on him, every debt on him, every
Oh,
missed assignment on him.
whoa.
And now we're in the final seconds. Jesus hangs on the cross, looks around the arena, and declares, "It is finished." That's not the cry of a victim, folks. That's the victory call of a champion. The debt is paid, the penalty is covered, sin has been dealt with, death's defense has been broken down, the scoreboard has flipped. The enemy is already heading for the locker room. And here's the shocking part: Jesus isn't saying, now go win the game. He's saying the game has been won. Believers aren't playing for victory, they're playing from victory. The
Wow.
final buzzer sounds 3 days later when the tomb is empty. Resurrection confirms the score. Heaven's replay center reviews the play, and the ruling on the floor stands. Jesus wins. And now the Father looks at everyone united to Christ and says, "You're on the winning team. The trophy belongs to my son, and he shares it with you." What a moment. What a savior. What a finish.
Woo. Oh, my goodness. All right. That's beautiful.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
cool.
it. All right, man. So all right, Dylan, tell the world, tell our listeners, for those who don't know, because I didn't really know until last week, who is Jalen Brunson and what's this discussion about here today?
All right, so today we're going to be discussing the New York Knicks basketball team, NBA
Yeah.
team. They just won their first NBA championship in 53 years.
Yes.
1973 was the last time
Well,
they won a championship, and there's a lot to it. But just to give quick notes, they were a good team. Played well this year, but had some struggles in the beginning of the playoffs against the Atlanta Hawks. But then all of a sudden, they just went on this record-setting streak where they won. They won a bunch of games in a row, and they
wow.
started just wiping out opponents, opponent after opponent. They were beating them. They
Like a
beat
lot of games in a row, right? Like I heard like 40 something games or
no,
more than
not
that.
not that many. I think they won like 12 in a row. Or I should
12 in a
I
row?
should have had that number, but they beat the 76ers. They beat the Cavs. They swept them
Got it.
both, so that's at least
Okay.
8. They won the
Okay.
first 2 against the Spurs. They had, I think it was like 12. They had like a 12
Wow.
game winning streak in the playoffs, which is a big deal.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I had heard before the playoffs too they were doing they had a streak or something. So,
Yeah,
man,
they're
okay.
they're a good team this year. And I know you're from, you spent a lot of your childhood in New
Yeah.
York, and you must be surrounded by Knicks fans yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely was. I was never into basketball growing up, but yeah, lots of my friends were, and I remember they were really good in the 90s. Um
Yep.
Again, I didn't watch a lot of games, but I remember that they were like always close to winning, but they never did. What do you know more
Well,
about the history of
in
that?
1999, they went to the finals, and I will
Okay.
touch more on that later. And so
Okay.
yeah, that in the 90s they were good. They had players like
Okay.
Allen Houston, Larry
Yeah.
Johnson, Charlie Ward. I remember being a kid and watching the Knicks. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were a fun team to watch. Patrick Ewing was kind of
Yeah.
like, if you were in the area at that time, you remember the name Patrick Ewing. He was kind of their
Of
superstar.
course. Yes. Yes.
Um,
But wasn't it like Michael Jordan wasn't he shutting them down or
yeah, they
in
they
the
never could get past the Bulls. It was like unfortunate timing. Like
Okay.
they were a great team, but like
Yeah.
the Bulls were there every year.
Mm.
And then 1999 was the first year that Michael Jordan wasn't there, and they
Okay.
actually made it to the finals. But
Okay.
but they lost.
Okay.
Um,
Got it. Got
so
it.
and they lost in 1999 to the Spurs, and
Oh.
that's the team that they ended up playing in the
Oh, wow.
finals this year.
All right.
So
All right.
in the finals, they had this incredible Game Four comeback. In Game Four, it was some are saying it was one of the greatest games, if not the greatest game in NBA history, which is
Well,
a crazy
uh-huh.
claim. But they were down 29 points in
Yeah.
an NBA Finals game and had this incredible comeback.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody gets a chance to, and they didn't watch it, and you want to like see the highlights, just go to like YouTube and type in like Game Four NBA Finals highlights,
Yeah.
and it's just some incredible plays. And then in Game Five, they finished the job, and in San Antonio, Texas, they won. They
Mm.
won the championship, their first in 53 years.
Wow. All right. All right. Well, game 5, right? That's the number of grace.
Yep.
Okay. So why are we talking about this here on the Elisha's Riddle podcast? What's up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could definitely speak to this really well. I'll just
Yeah.
start by saying one of the things that we want to do on this podcast and with Elisha's Riddle is God gave us a vision to see the world and to see cultural moments from
Yeah.
the perspective of Jesus.
Yeah.
We are seated in heavenly places with Jesus. That's what
Yeah.
it says in Ephesians 2. And so when things are happening in the world, it's like I don't want to just see them as like from a worldly perspective. I want to see like Jesus, what are you speaking through this?
Yeah.
Because I do believe Jesus speaks through things,
Yeah.
um, and so that's part of our vision. We say it at the beginning of our podcast, unveiling the riddle of Christ in all things. Like
Yeah.
there's always
Right.
something that God is speaking through history, through current events. Sometimes it's easy to understand it. Sometimes it's harder, and maybe sometimes there isn't something totally obvious. But in this one, I felt like I want to talk about this because there's a
Yeah.
lot to see of the character and the heart of Jesus in the
Yeah.
story of the New York Knicks championship run.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what would you say about like,
Yeah.
could you speak to
Y-
that too?
Yeah, man. It's we believe that Jesus is always speaking in parables, and he is the underlying word that holds up everything, the universe. I was reading Hebrews 1 this morning. Actually, I came across that passage where it says he upholds all things by his word.
Mm,
And so, not to go too deep into that, but there is something really powerful about the fact that when Jesus showed up on the scene, he was his word, the words that came out of his mouth were these stories and metaphors driven from real life, and
yeah,
and we only get a portion of them. John the apostle told us that he only wrote down like a fraction of what Jesus did and said, and there was so much more. And so you can imagine if he was around today that he would be drawing from big cultural things that are relevant, such as major championship games,
right,
just like agriculture and seed and farmers were very relevant, for that
right,
for that point in time. So yeah, we believe that Jesus actually speaks through um, these different worldly things, and yet they carry weight for those with eyes to see. And there's a message there hidden within these different
yeah,
situations,
yep,
movies, television shows, but sports as well. So yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah. It's like sometimes there's just these storylines that are just like, wow, like you could see God in that. So
Yeah.
let's unpack it. Got a few different points to hit. So let me go into a little bit more of the details of
Okay.
this Knicks championship run.
All right, man.
So
Give it to us.
we're calling this episode the finished work of Jalen Brunson.
Okay. Yes.
So let
All
me talk
right.
a little bit about Jalen Brunson. And so on a spiritual level, I think one of the cool things about this whole run is that Jalen Brunson, he's their captain. Okay, he's the
Okay.
leader of the Knicks team.
Okay.
He's actually from New Jersey. Pretty
All
cool.
right.
I think he grew up somewhere else. I think he grew up like Illinois or something, but he did grow up in his childhood in New Jersey. And so the cool thing about Jalen Brunson is that I see like from a spiritual level is he has sonship.
Mm,
So Jalen Brunson's dad, Rick Brunson, played in the NBA
mm,
and was a longtime player, Rick Brunson, and
okay.
has history with the Knicks. And um, I think I think that's one place to start is like
Hmm.
Jalen Brunson. You can tell, and if you see like an interview or you just see him, like he was on Good Morning America,
Yeah.
I think yesterday. The way he talks, it's different. It's different. You could tell he's secure. He
Wow.
knows who he is.
Wow.
Um, And he's always been doubted though. Like people have doubted him. He is a little bit shorter. He's only 6'2".
Really? Little
He is
shorter.
not super fast, but he just scores. He just knows how to score the basketball.
Okay.
And so, if I could see something of Jesus in this run, I would start with the fact that their leader is a secure son.
Yeah.
And I relate that to Jesus, who is our
Yeah.
leader, and he's a secure son.
And man, I just Hebrews 1 this morning, dude, just to go back to that for a second, it opens up after the word is established, he upholds all things. It says, he didn't say this to any of the angels, but he said,
Mhm.
"You are my son. Today I have begotten you." And I was just reminded of like that revelation of sonship, that's the word that God has spoken, and he spoke it to Christ. But this is the word that upholds the universe as well. So I love that you're starting here with, okay,
Yeah.
so Jalen Brunson is the captain of the Knicks. And so obviously the core of the team, major reason why they're winning so well. And but he's got this a relationship with his father, his earthly father, who also played. Okay, so
Hmm.
that's great.
Yep. And
So
one other cool backstory is that like three of the main players, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart, three of their main players, they all played together in college too. They
oh,
played together at Villanova,
they're
and
friends.
they won championships at Villanova. They won the college championship.
Oh, okay,
So there's this history too that they kind of
yeah,
have together.
yeah,
And a lot of NBA teams, like, they just try to sign people and just throw people together
right.
and try to like win a championship like that. But it's cool to see a team with this chemistry, you know.
That's good. Wow,
Hmm.
we could go off on that, man. I mean, just the power of fellowship, friendship in a winning team.
It's
Yeah,
no, it's true. Like you
yeah.
could tell they have love for one another
Wow,
in a way that's like, no, it noticeably stands out. Like this team really likes each other. Carl Anthony Towns, OG
wow.
Anunoby, a bunch of their players. You could just tell like they have fun, they get
Yeah.
along, and they also like challenge each other. Like you could tell they poke fun at each other.
Wow.
Um, all right, so it all starts with the Son, just like
Okay.
our gospel story, our
Yes.
championship with Jesus. It
Yes.
all starts with the Son of God.
Hebrews
Like,
1. Yep.
and you were reading Hebrews 1 this morning, so that's
Yep.
perfect. You
Yeah.
didn't really know where I was going with all this today,
Yeah.
but there
Yeah.
you go. Like the
Yeah.
Lord was putting that
Yeah.
on your heart.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So here's the big one. Here's the big one.
Okay.
Um, just like in any sport, in any business, like, money is a big part of the NBA. Like how much money these players make.
Right.
Right. At the end of the day, most players view their career in the NBA as it's their job,
Yeah.
and they need to make money. And there's this, this reality that like, look, it's my job. It's a business.
Mhm.
It's not all about winning. That's how most players view it. You got
Mhm.
to make your money. Now,
Yeah.
the really cool thing about this whole story, and you'll hear a lot of people talking about this, like on Sports Center and sports podcasts.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson, this secure son,
Yeah.
who knows who he is. He has a father that loves him.
Yeah.
Secure, confident, secure in his identity. He did this amazing sacrifice. He could have made, I think, around 270 million in his contract, and he sacrificed and took 113 million dollars less than he could have gotten.
Oh my.
This is kind of, yeah, it's kind of
Re-
unheard of. Like people don't really do that in the
Oh my
NBA.
gosh. So, all right, well, finish your point, because why would he do that? Like, what's the? Yeah.
So
There's more to the story.
yeah, so he
All
he
right.
took less money so that his team could get more players that were good.
That was why he
So
did it
yeah,
specifically? Like, he
hmm
actually said that? Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna
and,
remove 113 followed by 6 zeros off this contract so that the
yeah.
team can be stronger?
He was up for. It's not like he already
Come
had the
on, man.
Yeah, he had. Everyone knew he was a max. He was a max contract player,
Got
and
it.
then everyone knew this is what he could make.
This is
And
the
there's a
amount.
number of teams that would sign him. He
Okay.
purposely went to New York because he previously played for the Dallas Mavericks. He
Okay.
purposely said, "I want to go to the Knicks, and I want to take 113 million dollars less." They made an agreement, and
Wow.
that's when they made him the captain. They made him the captain, and
Whoa.
you just don't see that. I mean, it's happened every now and then. I think Tim Duncan did it back in the 2000s, but that was after Tim Duncan won like 4 championships. So
Okay.
it's it's almost unprecedented that a player that hasn't even won a championship yet did that. And so he took $100 million less than he could have for the
Wow.
sake of the team. He sacrificed himself.
Yeah, man.
From a place of
Well,
secure sonship.
oh my gosh. Well, okay, we're gonna come back to that. I'm just curious. I just like, was he a Knicks fan growing up too? Was it like, did he really want to be on the Knicks specifically? Like, was that
I
part of it?
I can't say if I know for sure that he was a Knicks fan growing up. Um, but I can say that being from New Jersey, I think he just understood what I can say this pretty confidently. I think he understood what a championship in New York would mean.
Oh
And he
wow,
knew that he wanted to lead that.
wow.
And I think his dad having history with the Knicks. By the way, his dad's one of the coaches. I don't even think I've said that yet. His dad
Oh
is
no.
not the head coach, but one of
Okay,
the assistant coaches.
okay. And he played
Yeah.
for the Knicks, right? I think. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I caught that before. So his father played for the Knicks. Um, I'm just feeling all the Nick vibes
Yeah.
here
Okay.
going
I,
on.
I, did, I did want to confirm that his dad played for the Knicks, and his dad was on the losing team in 1999. So there was a lot of
Really?
redemption. Yeah, a lot of
His
redemption
dad lost in '99 to the
to the
Spurs?
Spurs, to the Spurs.
Oh my
But then he sent
gosh.
his son.
He
He
sent
sent
his
his
son,
son
who
to get the.
sacrificed $113 million
Now
from.
you're getting it. Holy
Okay.
Spirit, he's
Okay.
speaking. See what I'm
Okay.
saying? There's like you
Yeah.
could see the gospel in this, man.
Oh my
I'm not
goodness.
crazy, right? For I'm
No.
not making this up. Like
No, no, no. This is good. Okay. Wow.
so.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's beautiful, man. Yeah, that's incredible. Do you know if he's a believer or anything? Do you know if there's any
Jalen,
like, yeah.
I don't know for sure, but it just seems like he probably grew up with some sort of faith.
Yeah.
Like it's almost I feel like just his character, it would be so hard to
Yeah.
say like no.
Yeah.
Now
Something's
there
there.
there is there is a player on the team, Josh Hart, who's one of his best friends
Okay.
went to Villanova with him. That's an openly very open Christian with his faith, listens to
Okay.
Christian rap. A lot of the
Okay.
Christian rappers were like posting like, "Hey, congratulations to Josh Hart, a friend of
Oh,
mine." Like
wow.
very much like in the kingdom, like walking in it.
Wow.
Like when
Okay.
they asked him what's his like before the game they all listened to songs in their headphones to like get them hyped up. He
Yeah.
said his was like I think In Christ Alone. There's like a new version of In Christ Alone by
What?
2819 Church, and he said that on Good Morning America. He was like In Christ Alone, like that's my song.
What? Dude,
Hmm.
that was the song we played at mine and Kelly's wedding, In
Hey
Christ
now.
Alone. Yeah, our friend Jason Rowe played it actually on the guitar, and that's one of my, if not my favorite all-time
Hmm.
songs. That's really cool. Wow.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
There's like a new version that this 2819
I gotta get
church.
that.
I think it's a little different than the classic version, but yeah, it's like the same like
Well,
heart.
you got to
It's like
tweak some parts of it because there's some theology there that's a little,
yeah.
another conversation, another podcast. Okay,
But that to
so
say that there's definitely you could see there's faith
yeah,
in like the DNA of the team. Like, are they all
yes,
Christian? I can't say, and I'm not gonna
yeah,
say that. Probably not.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
one of the guys was getting drunk like the next day, and he was like on his Facebook, his Instagram.
yeah, hmm,
He's not walking with Jesus
yeah,
in that way, but
yeah, yeah,
but you could see in the DNA in the DNA of the team. I think it's pretty clear to see that there's some faith. I mean, their coach Mike Brown
hmm,
just seems like a great dude, and I'll also say this like. A lot of the players are married with kids. Like you just
wow,
saw a lot of kids running around, the wives. Like
okay. So
Jalen Brunson.
family. So there's like strong family thing going on there.
Yes, you could tell there's a
Okay,
family. Jalen Brunson has been with the
wow.
same girl since high school. He married
Oh,
his high school sweetheart.
yeah, yeah.
Jewish
That says a
girl.
lot. That says
Jewish
a
girl.
lot.
Yep.
Come on. All
Yep.
right. Wow, man.
So you can just see
Wow.
there's a lot of good character on the team.
Yeah.
Carl
Okay.
Anthony Towns lost his mom a couple years ago, so his heart is just like every time they talk to him, he's just like overflowing with like like I could just feel like my mom, in heaven cheering me on, and
Mm,
one other thing that's cool about this team. You know what? I'll save that. Like more of the diversity, but we'll come back to that. So,
okay.
so yeah, the sacrifice, the finished work, like the sacrifice of Jalen Brunson, like
Yeah.
he did that. He took 113 million dollars less for the sake of the team. They wouldn't have been able to get all the players that they did
Yeah.
with with his max contract. They wouldn't have been
Right.
able to build the team around him.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
so that's probably one of the coolest things about this whole story.
Yeah. Yeah. And to me, it absolutely affirms what we said in the beginning of the riddle of Christ hidden in all things. For those with eyes to see it, it's like right here, the center of the world, New York City. I mean, literally considered the center of the world, and everybody was watching this thing, talking about it, and it's truly a parable playing itself out again in the midst of craziness and worldliness and all the stuff attached to these major events and things people do, but yet Jesus totally shines through that story there. So,
Yeah.
um, all right, all right. So So I know there's a little more.
Yeah, so like some of the also it was the most watched NBA finals since 1998, since Jordan's last finals.
Oh, wow.
So like you
Okay.
said, this was the world was watching.
Yeah.
The world was watching.
Okay.
Um, Now the cool thing, like there was totally this David Goliath versus field because the Spurs' best player is
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama. He's
Okay.
from France. He's like
Okay.
7'5". I don't know his exact height, but he's one of the tallest players in NBA history.
Wow.
And they're already saying he's like the next superstar. Like it went Michael Jordan, it went
Yeah.
LeBron,
Yeah. And
Steph
they're
Curry,
saying he,
and then
wow,
Victor
talking
Wembanyama
about this
is
guy.
like
Wow.
he's up next because no 7'5" player in NBA history can shoot 3-pointers, right? The tall guys are usually down low dunking.
Oh,
He shoots 3-pointers, and he's 7'5".
wow. It's a monster.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
He's from France. He's a young dude. He's like 21 or 22.
Okay.
He's a good kid. Like
Yeah.
but he totally became the enemy in this
Yeah.
in this he just did. And he said some dumb things, and he also like threw Brunson to the ground, and like he kind of did some chippy things. He's
Yeah.
young. I'm not going to hold it against him, but like in
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
specific moment, like yeah,
Yeah.
he became the
The
Goliath, and
the
Jalen
parable.
Brunson.
The
Yeah.
parable
Yeah.
widens here. We have a
It's
new
the
character. We have a
Yeah.
Goliath. We
We
have
have
a
a Goliath,
Goliath.
and
Okay.
we're not putting that on him forever
No,
as a
not on
person,
him.
but
Yeah.
in this story,
In the story.
in the
Right.
story, he
Okay.
became the Goliath, and Jalen
Okay.
Brunson was the David. It was a David versus Goliath moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I guess 6'2" in the NBA is like a little David.
Yeah, no, for real. That's pretty
Yeah.
short for the NBA. That's really short for
Yeah.
the NBA. Everyone else is at
Wow.
least like 6'5", 6'6".
Wow.
So and here's the crazy thing: every single game, the Spurs were up at least 15 points. No exaggeration.
Really?
Every all 5 games, the series went 5 games. Every game, the
Wow.
Spurs were up at least 15 points, and Game 4, they went up 29 points. But at the end of every game, everyone would start to get nervous and tight. It was so obvious to see, except Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson just locked in, dude, and he just scored. He just kept scoring. Like at the
Come
end of the
on.
games, he would just slowly, methodically,
He was like,
bucket by bucket, take
come
it.
on.
Like Wemby would be on him. Wemby would guard him, which was so weird to see a 7'5" guy guarding a 6'2" guy, and Jalen Brunson would just dribble and just blow past him, and Wemby would be like shaking, like and like just like he couldn't stop him,
Whoa, man.
especially Game 5. Game,
Jalen, he was like sleeping on the boat with the disciples, like just the storms all around him. He's locked in.
he was locked in. He talked
Locked
about
in.
how he's practiced so much. That at the end of the games, he would just pretend like he was by himself in the gym, just doing what he knows to do.
Wow. Wow.
Kind of from that secret place.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Got it.
There's a word there too.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, the game 4 was crazy, man. Like it also felt like everyone was there. Like every celebrity was there. Like Taylor Swift was there. A
Yeah.
lot of Jewish people were there. Larry David, Jerry
Yeah.
Seinfeld,
Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet, who's one of the biggest actors in the world, was there.
Yeah. I heard about it, man. I heard from other people. I didn't see. I actually did check it out in the beginning, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're down by over 20 points." When
Mhm.
I tuned in very briefly, and I was like, "Okay, well, I guess they'll have a chance later." And I
Yeah,
heard people turned off the thing. Some people
yeah.
stopped watching the game at that point because they were down so badly.
They Here's the crazy thing. They came back from 29, right? And they're up 1, but then in the last minute, the Spurs actually re-got the lead.
Oh,
So now there's 5 seconds left, and the Spurs are up 1.
oh my
They give it to
gosh.
Jalen Brunson. He shoots from far away. It goes off the rim,
Uh-huh.
and OG Anunoby, one of their players, um, he comes flying in and just soars and just taps it in and just like reaches up and just like tips it perfectly. And
Wow.
the Madison Square Garden, went crazy.
I
And
can't imagine.
that's how the game won. And
Wow.
yeah, they asked, yeah, it was just nuts. So
Wow.
full redemption. They beat
Okay.
the Spurs. The same team that they lost to in
99
1999.
with Jalen's dad. Mm-hmm.
Jalen's dad was there.
Okay.
Just this reversal. The son,
Yeah.
he scored 45 points in the game clinching victory, Game 5.
Wow. 45 points.
Yep,
Wow.
one of the greatest games of all time. Straight up,
Yeah.
just to win an NBA championship by scoring 45 points. It's
Yeah.
rarely been done in NBA history.
Wow.
And Yeah, so that's pretty much what happened. The victory. So looking at it from a spiritual lens, it's like this
Yeah.
son, this secure son, sacrifices himself, taking way less
Yeah.
money. This team
Yeah.
gets built around him, and then they win the championship. They upset this
In
Goliath.
in the middle of what many have called the modern Roman day empire, like the capital of the modern Roman day empire, New York City. Like
Mm.
that's interesting too. Jesus, was crucified obviously in Israel, but it was in the Roman Empire. So we'll just make a little connection there too.
Well,
Yeah.
and I mean, with everything that has happened and is happening in New York, and how just
Yep.
corruption or
Oh
whatever,
yeah.
it was
Yep.
like in the middle of it, there was this crazy joy.
Come on.
This is like one of
Whoa.
my favorite parts, and like
Okay.
there was just
All
this
right.
celebration of people in the street, of people of all nationalities, all tribes, languages, tongues. Like it was so easy to see,
Coming
and
together to celebrate the song
yeah,
of
yeah.
Jalen Brunson.
And no doubt there
Yeah.
was like a couple of incidents where like the news is obviously going to cover those things, of like someone threw an egg at Wembenyama and hit him in the head, like when he was walking
Mhm.
into his hotel. I think like
Yeah.
a bus got burnt down. Like there was some bad
Yeah.
stuff for sure. Like I'm not going to
Yeah.
ignore that. But
Yeah.
what the news is not always going to show you is like the thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people that were in all five boroughs. They
Yeah.
had watch parties on the big screens. There was
Oh,
just people from all cultures uniting around this victory of the sun, Jalen
wow.
Brunson. and
Oh,
and the diversity, one of my last points here is like the diversity of the team was pretty special. You had like a Puerto Rican, a
uh-huh.
Dominican, I think OG Ananobi is of Nigerian descent. They said Jalen Brunson has Jamaican in him. You had white, black, and you had so many different nationalities on this team. It was
Wow.
like pretty cool, the diversity, and that they're playing in New York, which is really, you know like the epicenter of America, which really the
Yep.
vision is like diversity, and like
Yeah.
unity and diversity, and like the beauty of like this melting pot of
Yeah.
like all these cultures coming together.
Yeah.
And and so you saw that in the streets. And
Wow.
my little brother went out to New York City on the night that they won, uh, and he was just like, it was just so cool. So many people were just
Wow.
out and celebrating, and like there was such a optimism, such a joy,
Yeah.
and that's just cool on a natural level. But then, yeah, again, looking at it from the spiritual level, it's like
Right.
through the victory of the sun, like in the midst of a corrupt world, a corrupt
Yeah.
city, like
Right.
there's this community forming
Of all
of
nations.
love of all nations, of like
Yeah.
cheering each other on, like being happy
Wow.
together. Like
Yeah. Oh man. And I love that he has a Jewish bride who who,
not for real.
who
For
is
some
his high school sweetheart. His first love is his
hmm
Jewish bride. Oh, come on. There's something
Yep.
there. All
Yep,
right.
Jew and Gentile were together, man, because
Yeah.
they're yeah. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of Jewish people in New York City. I mean, anybody who lives over
Yeah.
there knows that that's just true. And
Yep.
it was noticeable that there was a lot of Jewish people at the arena in Game 4. Like I noticed
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
So shout out the Jews. You know what I'm
Shout out Jerry Seinfeld. Come on,
saying?
he's representing. Yeah. Yeah.
So a couple other things. Patrick Ewing from the '90s. He's such a New York City legend.
Uh-huh.
New York Nick legend. I just found this out from my friend Isaiah. I reached out to my friend and asked him his perspective on all this, because he's a sports fan and he loves Jesus. And he said he thought it was cool that they don't normally do this. They're going to give Patrick Ewing a championship ring.
Really?
Yeah.
This is he was in the 99 team too, Patrick
hmm
Ewing. So he
You know what?
lost that
Was he in
that
the 19? I
well
can't remember.
he was a
He was
big
getting
part of
older at that point, but
the
yeah,
whole thing and never reached that championship, never
never
won a
reached that champion.
championship.
So
Wow.
my
They're going to
friend
give him a
Isaiah,
ring,
they're going to give him a
honorary
ring.
ring. Oh
hmm
man. Wow. Man, I think of
A
like
ring that he didn't deserve, a ring that
I
he
think
didn't earn.
a ring that he didn't earn. But I also think of like in Hebrews, we're back at Hebrews, like the hall of faith of people that didn't receive the promise. It talks
Mm,
about those who played for the Old Testament game, and they had this future hope of a son that would come and they would inherit with us. It's like there's that beautiful dynamic there that we
that's
inherit the
dope.
promises.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. And
Wow.
one other thing that just came to mind, I'll just put it out there. It's like here's something really cool. As this was happening in New York, the World Cup started. The soccer World
Oh,
Cup.
yeah.
Just staying on the sports topic.
Which is still in this area. I mean, a
Well,
lot of it is
there was
is
games in New York. There's games for the first time in a while. America is hosting the World Cup. So
right,
there's games in all different places of America. And New
right.
York, I think Brazil was playing. And so my
Wow.
brother was there in New York, and he was like there was Brazilian fans everywhere. He was like, I've never seen so much diversity in New York City. It was such a convergence of cultures And
Wow.
just my brother was saying it was just hard to describe how
Yeah.
good it felt. Like it was like the city has never felt like that in a long time, or
Wow.
in our lifetimes.
So he was tapping into like the new Jerusalem, right? Like there's gonna be there's gonna be this like celebration of all the nations, like over the
Bro, that's so
greatest
fire.
victory, the
That's so
greatest
fire.
sacrifice. It's just the joy and
Can you imagine, like,
mm,
even like that just being like 1% of what it's really gonna be like
oh, man,
all nations celebrating the Lamb, but and being out in the streets. Like there's a verse
wow.
in Zechariah that says they will fill the streets. The children will be playing
Yes.
there, like
Yes.
just the kids and families just out in the streets celebrating the Lamb,
Oh my
celebrating
gosh.
this victory of a son
Whoa.
who
See, we
sacrificed himself.
oh my gosh. So we did do the new world here this episode. We were thinking of doing new heavens and new earth, but here we go. We're there. Oh
and
man, that's
and
beautiful.
the cool thing with the World Cup, and I'm just gonna throw this in there. My little brother was telling me about this. Is there's this thing that's happening right now on social media. It's like a really popular thing right now because of the World Cup. Is all of these fans and all these people are coming from other countries right now to America to
Mm,
watch their teams in the World Cup.
okay.
And so there's this trend of Europeans and South Americans and Central Americans of making videos of themselves experiencing America and saying how awesome America is. And because they'll be like, "Hey, I'm going to, I'm going to I'm going to get like chicken and waffles at this breakfast spot in Atlanta. Like this is crazy, like chicken and waffles for breakfast." Or you'll see like, I guess there was all these Algerians, which is like, I
Wow.
guess like Algeria is like in the Middle East, right?
I think it's little north in
Okay,
oh no, I'm sorry. I think that's is that Africa, Algeria? Let's check real quick so we get that right.
they were like they were like all in Kansas, and like I guess these farmers in
North
Kansas,
Africa. North
North Africa,
Africa.
okay.
Yeah.
But I think they're like a predominantly Muslim nation or something.
Yeah.
My brother was telling me, and they
Yeah.
got to Kansas, which is like farmland USA, and I guess all these farmers made in their farmlands they made the flag of Algeria, like in
Oh
the
my
farmland to like
gosh.
welcome them, and they felt
Really?
like such hospitality.
Oh,
hmm
man, that
And
makes me want
so
to cry.
it's
Holy
just cool,
cow.
like, and they're
It's
just all
beautiful.
experience like they're just like going to Wendy's like for dinner, and they're like, "I'm going to Wendy's," like, and they're just like
Come
experiencing like
on.
air conditioning on
Get
all the
that
time, like
frosty.
in their hotels, like just all these little things that like we take for granted in
We're
America.
so blessed. We don't know. We don't
Yeah,
realize how amazing America is. Shout out
right.
250. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Uh-huh.
Oh my
No, for sure.
gosh.
Like America obviously has
Wow.
issues, but like there's so much to be grateful for. There's so much and it's just cool to see like all these, because of course America has gotten a bad name over time, and
Yeah.
there could be good reasons for that, but like at
Yeah.
the same time it's really cool to see
Yeah.
all these foreigners coming to America and just being like, dude, like this is sick. Like
Wow.
some, I think Germans or something, I forget which country, but they were like in Florida and they were just like in their hotel like sitting on the balcony like overlooking the ocean like in Florida, and they like had like, I don't know, they had like something for dinner that was like really good, like American
Mm,
food, and they were just like, this is like, they were like, this is like the greatest night of our lives.
wow. Wow. The blessings, man. Wow. Blessings
It's just
of
cool
this
to see, like,
nation.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
all right. So we got the World Cup going on while this Knicks championship is happening. It's like
mhm,
it's like God's putting the amplifier on of this message, right? It's just bigger than NBA. It's bigger than soccer. It's yeah. It's the good news. It's the hope of the kingdom to come. It's
mhm,
already here for those with eyes to see.
yeah, and
So
that's the whole idea
yeah.
of the church is like people can
Wow.
come together,
All right.
communities get built around Jesus from all different tribes, tongues, languages, and we love each other.
Wow.
And we're celebrating. Like you could say, church, healthy churches anywhere, or healthy communities anywhere that are meeting around the victory of the Lamb
Yeah.
and loving each other. Like that's the reality. Like that's what the Knicks championship is actually pointing to, is these
Yeah.
communities, and which is all truly going to lead to like all of heaven and earth uniting around the victory of the Son,
Come on.
from every tribe, every tongue, every language, loving each other, experiencing each other's cultures, like that too. Like that's the whole thing with the World Cup, is like in the
Yeah.
new heavens, the new earth, like there's still gonna be that diversity of like we get to enjoy each other's cultures, enjoy each
Yeah.
other's fun things,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
Man. Wow. Well, this has been really fun, man. It's super encouraging too. Like, you know, I, it there's so many things to talk about on a podcast about the kingdom of God and the nations and I'm just thinking of like I know a lot of the conversation sometimes around the World Cup is like human trafficking issues, right? Like you gotta we really got to pray for that particular issue
Sure.
that kind of skyrockets when something like the World Cup or the Super Bowl happens. And that's important that stuff gets talked about, because we got to spread awareness and pray and get involved, all that kind of stuff. So, but what is beautiful about this is just seeing the kingdom, seeing through the darkness. There is darkness, there is stuff that we need to see Jesus, overtake and bring transformation, of course, but we have to be a people that look at the state of the world, and we can still see Christ at work in the midst of it,
That's good.
in the mess, in the melting pot of even New York City with all of its crazy politics and everything going on. That the gospel is still this diamond shining in the middle of everything. And so anyway, man, thanks for taking us through that the story of the Knicks there, and I learned a lot too. So this was fun, man. Awesome.
Shout out Jalen Brunson. Shout out
Yeah.
the Knicks, and thank you, Jesus, of course, for your victories. That's the greatest thing.
Amen.
All right, love you, dude.
All right,
Back.
dude. See you next week.
All right.